Power 96, the very best in classic rock. 96.1 KQPR FM, Albert Lee, Minnesota.
Save more at Hy-Vee. Earn Fuel Saver rewards on over 1,000 items at your Albert Lee Hy-Vee with your Hy-Vee Perks card. Don't have a card? Sign up today. It's free. Go to Hy-Vee.com/perks.
Support local hockey and grow your business by becoming an Austin Bruins partner. With customizable packages featuring in-arena exposure, media and digital promotions, and more, your brand will be seen by thousands of passionate fans. Join the team behind the team. Become a sponsor today by calling 507-434-4978 or visiting austinbruins.com.
'Twas the night before Christmas when a mouse chewed on a wire, frying himself and starting a fire. The fire spread to the tree, which burst into flame, burning the presents, both the good and the lame.
A sweater? Yuck!
But the fire trucks rescued the kids' dad and mama, and thank goodness they had insurance with Americana. Bet you never saw that coming.
Wishing you a merry and safe Christmas. Your friends at Americana Insurance in Albert Lee, Ellendale, and Wells.
As the seasons change, so do the buffet hours at the Pizza Ranch located in the Northbridge Mall just off I-90 in Albert Lee. The buffet is now open from 11 to 8. Mondays, 2 can eat for just $25, starting at 4. Tuesdays are kids' nights, with wings on Thursday evenings only. Remember, there's always a special if you ask. That's the new summer hours from 11 to 8, with all-day buffet, only at the Pizza Ranch located in the Northbridge Mall just off I-90 in Albert Lee.
The friendly staff at Albert Lee's Trades and Labor Federal Credit Union reminds you that when you're in need of a home that satisfies your financial needs, let Trades and Labor Credit Union make it easy with checking services, debit cards, home equity loans, and savings options that will earn you more for your money. Visit Trades and Labor Federal Credit Union on Albert Lee's friendly south side. Open 6 days a week with social distancing for your safety and theirs. Trades and Labor Federal Credit Union, member NCUA, providing financial services since 1958.
Power 96.
And that's right. Hey, we're coming to you live here on Power 96. It's another edition of Tiger Sports Saturday. I'm your host, Dave Nelson, of course, sports director here for Power 96. Hey, normally we'd be at Hy-Vee today because that's our normal home here for Tiger Sports Saturday. But today we're doing a special show as we are live from the Geneva Wild Game Feed up at the Geneva Bar and Grill. Of course, it's a huge fundraiser to help raise money to fight that nasty thing called cancer. And we'll have some interviews a little bit later in the show with some of the organizers of the Wild Game Feed, as well as the Geneva Cancer Auction as well, and how all that ties in together. And I believe last year, from what I remember hearing, the Game Feed raised $25,000 that went towards the Geneva Cancer Auction, Geneva Cancer Fund. And at the end of the year, at the Eagles Cancer Telethon, they presented a check to the Cancer Telethon from the Geneva Cancer Organization for $125,000. So pretty impressive for a little small town like Geneva, but I tell you what, it is crazy up here right now. If you've never been here before, if you're not here, get here. The weather, as far as I know, I haven't been outside for a little bit, but as far as I know, the weather's still good. Weather advisory does kick into effect at noon today. So get up here early, get your tickets. Of course, they have a lot of different gun raffles, other things as well to help raise money. And like I said, the food. The food is amazing, folks. The thing is, I'm not a big wild game feed or a thing like that, but we definitely have that. Are you ready to go? Okay, well, come on over. We're going to get, before we get into our Austin Bruins Insider, we're going to go ahead. We're going to talk to a couple of the organizers here from the Geneva Wild Game Feed. Let me just get you the headset here. So I'm just going to get organized here. I'll give you this one, and then I'll take this, and I'll give you this one. All right, so I'm going to try to, I'm using the ambient mic as well. We're going to try to do our best here. If we do have to cut out real quick, it's because we are in a loud crowd, and unfortunately, we don't have a delay, so we're live here. But let's go ahead and introduce yourselves, and tell us kind of what you guys, how this started, and what you guys all do to get planned for it, things like that.
Hello, folks. My name's Buck Thompson. I'm from Geneva.
I'm Al Bankin. I'm also from Geneva.
I can tell you the start of this. 1984. Hang on 1 second. We're going to have a drawing.
Yeah, we do have our tickets here, so we're checking them. Everybody's checking their tickets. We just had a winner actually just tabled next to us.
Ticket number is 32.
Al's
32.
checking his ticket. No winner?
No winner here.
Okay.
All right. So back in 1984, my father at the time owned the Geneva liquor store, and I have two older brothers, and we had a really good fall of hunting. We each shot a deer, a lot of pheasants, a lot of ducks, and my mom said, "The freezer's full. You guys are done hunting, and I'm going to cook a bunch of stuff up and give it away at the bar." And that's what we did. And we put a basket out, free will donation, because at that time the cancer auction that we have here was 1 year old, and we're just going to donate the money to cancer. The first year of the game feed, we raised $26.
Yeah, that's and that was the first year.
That was the first year.
1984.
Yep. And it is just boomed and skyrocketed into what it is today.
Yeah, and how much did you guys raise last year?
Last year we donated $25,000.
So it's I don't even know how many times that is. 1,000 times more than what you guys first started with.
Yep.
And of course that does go towards the Geneva Cancer Auction and that fund there. And I think last year, and James will verify, I think like $125,000 was raised total between all of the events.
Yep.
Something like that.
So how does this get planned? I mean, are you guys you're going to take a little break after today, or do you start planning right away for next year?
We basically start planning right away for next year. So when we're done cleaning up tomorrow, so in January we'll do like a closing meeting in preparation for next year. And once the upcoming hunting season starts, we go at it, and we have people that are willing to house all the game in their freezers and.
Yep.
Yeah, and how much game do you guys collect every year for this?
Oh, we probably get 3 deer donated, a lot of wild turkey,
a lot of pheasant,
a lot of ducks and geese, a lot of fish people bring in.
A big hit is the alligator and frog legs.
Yeah.
Frog legs are a huge
my favorite.
hit. Yep.
Well,
very exotic, but people love them.
Actually, my favorite is the bacon wrapped jalapeno pheasant.
Yes.
That's
Yep.
going around. That's my favorite. Then it's the alligator. Then it's the frog legs.
Yep.
Okay, there is one thing when you're a newbie here, and I haven't seen it now the last couple of years, but a marsh bunny. Whose idea was it to cook up the marsh bunny? It's actually not bunny. It's muskrat, correct?
Muskrat.
It's muskrat, yeah.
That started probably about year 3 or 4. A local gentleman that did a lot of trapping cut the thighs off them. There's a lot of meat on the thighs of a muskrat, and we've cooked them different ways, and they're actually very good.
Yeah. I know it's a different taste, but I know James was telling me earlier too that even back in the day, pigeon.
Oh yeah,
cook up pigeon and things like
dove,
that.
Pigeon.
Yep. We didn't cook it this year, but we have in the past from somebody that's trapped. Possum sweet potato. A real possum, like Granny used to make on the hillbillies.
Yep.
Excellent.
Wow.
Excellent.
And once again, in Minnesota, you can't charge to serve wild game, so it's all donations.
It's all free will donation.
And there's a sign-up list too, and you guys obviously keep track of how many people came through last year and signed the book.
Oh,
I want to say, I thought we fed like right around 800. Does that sound right?
Yeah,
yeah.
Between 800 and 900.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, that is just amazing. So here, of course, at Geneva Bar and Grill, you walk in, but there's a huge tent in the back, and you got a lot of events. This year, you also did a gun bingo.
Yep.
Thursday night. They do bean bags, all that there as well. But yeah, you guys, and I was talking with Tad earlier, you guys have been, like I said, cooking and things like that now for multiple days getting ready for today.
We usually start the Monday before. Yep. It usually takes about 5-6 days prior to the event.
Yep. Monday is a lot of setup of the cookers. We'll slowly start cooking about Tuesday. You know, stuff that we can cook that will stay fresh. And yesterday we did a lot of cooking yesterday.
Yep.
And so how many guys started this then? So you said, your mom said, clear the freezer out. We don't need any more. So how many were there originally that started?
Oh, the first year was Mom and Dad and me and my 2 brothers, basically.
Okay.
And now, and that was it. That was just to clear the freezer out.
Yep. And now how many volunteers do you have?
Oh, we probably have 40.
Oh, yeah.
Probably 40
and
people.
A lot of the same faces every year, and there's always a new few faces, and people always ask, well, what can we do to help? How can we help? I said, you know what? You show up, you're not going to get turned down. Anybody that wants to help are more than welcome.
Yep.
I mean, if it wasn't for the people and the volunteers, I mean, I don't know how we could do this then.
Yeah, we couldn't.
You know.
Yeah, and like I said, it's something that's grown year after year. 41st annual, of course. I think during COVID, you had to cancel it that 1 year. So
during COVID, we canceled it, but we still had a gun drawing, a raffle. So we did donate. We did miss out. So
yeah, no, I think we were just talking. I've missed one, and that was last year because I had to be out of town for a game or whatever. But I think I've been coming here like 20 years. But you've been here all 41.
Yeah, I've been here probably 25 of them. So.
And I see this is your dad then behind, right, Hank? And
Dad behind. His grandpa. This is Al's my nephew.
And I'm the grandson of the founders here, and. Yeah, and it's just, I don't want to name too, because I don't want to forget anybody, but there is so many organizations out here that support us and donate to this wonderful cause, with your Hy-Vee and Mrs. Jerry's and everybody else in between. Like I said, I don't want to miss, but everybody they're so generous to us.
And once again, it's all donated stuff. A year after year. I mean, you got a little expense, obviously, in the tent and thing, and I don't know how that all comes into play, but everything you guys raise goes towards that cancer auction fund at the end on that total.
And then it all goes to the Eagles Cancer Telethon.
And what's neat about it this time of year too, Dave, is it's I've seen it. So it's always the first Saturday in December, and I've seen these game feeds over these years where people have rode motorcycles, and I've seen them where people have rode snowmobiles. So, and this year we ended up with the wintertime game feed, so it's just take your pick. It's really cool. It's really cool.
Yeah, and like I said, it's definitely plenty warm out there in the tent. You got plenty of food. And that's the thing is how long does the food normally last till? So if someone's out there listening right now, they want to come in. I mean, you can still eat till probably 2 o'clock.
Oh yeah, 6 hours or so. Yep.
But the drawings, we'll be selling tickets for till about 3-4 o'clock.
Yep.
And then the tickets will all be sold out, and then it probably takes till 5 to draw them.
Yeah. And how many games are you guys planning on doing this year?
100.
100 games.
100 games. Yep.
And there's 70 chances for each game. It's $10 a ticket.
Yep.
And but like I said, all that money that's raised is going to go towards a good cause. I mean, everybody knows someone who's been affected. Did you just miss one?
No,
Oh, you're looking.
No, it hasn't been called yet.
No, 22, because I got 22 as well.
Okay.
So I'm listening. Well, like I said, I just, everybody's been affected by cancer.
Yep.
And so even if you haven't, I mean, get on out here because you know someone that has. And it's a good cause. I mean, you guys, this is phenomenal. And every year it seems like it kind of fluctuates based on what people have going on. But it's a steady crowd nonstop.
Yep, it is. The economy goes up, goes down, but people save money just to come here.
We kind of get the vibe that they kind of save for this one event a year. I mean for this one here, and it's just like the people always seem to show up for it.
Yep.
Yeah, and once again, it's always the first Saturday of December.
Always has been.
And so I was actually standing out by the door, and the gunshot went off and scared me a little bit. But you guys do that on top of the hour, every
Top
hour.
of the hour, every hour.
Starting at 7 a.m.
This year was 8.
This year was 8 o'clock.
Okay,
Yep,
8
we
o'clock.
got a guy that, he does it. It's a cannon, so it's quite the ordeal. It's pretty neat.
And that'll go how long?
That'll go until it's probably done till probably 5 o'clock. Yep. Top of the hour. Yep.
And then, like I said, once you guys are done, then it's cleanup time and get ready for next year again.
Yep. And we'll spend tomorrow cleaning up and go through some things, and it's ready for next year.
Yep.
Well, like I said, it's a pretty neat thing, and and that's where I even talked with like Hagens and stuff. It's a family thing, and it continues on with family.
Yep.
So you guys have started it. You got obviously now your nephew, grandkids, things like that. It just keeps building every year. And like I said, you see a lot of the same faces every year.
Oh, yeah. There's people that I see once a year. And it's here.
I got friends that they come down from the cities.
Yep.
And every year. And I only see them normally when they come down, but they come from all over just for this.
Definitely.
What is your favorite thing to eat here?
Oh, I like the pheasant roll-ups like you.
Yeah.
I like them. I have honestly tried everything we've cooked. And I'll be honest, there's some stuff I didn't care for, but I try it. But the pheasant roll-ups, the regular pheasant, venison, all that, I like it.
Reuben hot dish.
Yeah,
you got to go with the Reuben hot dish. That's a kicker. That's
and normally,
a favorite.
what's in that? Whatever.
Well, it's basically corned beef and sauerkraut and Thousand Island dressing and.
Yep, and we have had a guy. We didn't do it this year, and I'll be honest, it's regular corned beef, but we've had a guy that would take venison.
Here's blue ticket 22. Hopefully it's one of us that wins.
I hope so.
Blue ticket.
Winning ticket number is
Come on, Jason.
game 22. Winning ticket number is number
Can he read?
9.
Oh, really close, but
we were close. Anybody at his other table? I don't see anybody hooting and hollering. Must be out in the tent, but
yeah.
I think right.
Oh, right here.
Oh, we got the winner right over here.
And they actually said, and they come down every year from the cities, so that's pretty cool that they win. I don't know how many times they've won. I know I've only taken 2 guns out of here in my 20-some years.
Well, that's pretty good, though.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it is good.
I know other ones that they'll spend, and like they said, it's a fundraiser.
Yep.
But they're like, for what I spent on these tickets, I could have went and just bought a gun.
Yeah.
Oh.
But
Yeah.
once again, it's it's that thrill.
It's that thrill, right?
Things like that.
Yep.
So, but yeah, it's like I said, it's the 41st annual, and you hope to continue doing this.
Yeah.
As long as you can do it, and as long as the game is out there to get.
Yep.
And,
As long as there's game to get, as long as people want to come and contribute, we're going to keep doing it.
We're going to keep going.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, well, thank you guys. I'll let you go back, and good luck for the fundraising here, and thank you guys for stopping in.
Thank you, Dave.
Thank you very
Appreciate it.
much.
You have a good day.
All right, we're going to take our first break here on Tiger Sports Saturday. When I come back, we'll go through our sponsors, and we have a Austin Bruins Insider. We'll be right back here with more on Tiger Sports Saturday.
'Twas the night before Christmas when a mouse chewed on a wire, frying himself and starting a fire. The fire spread to the tree, which burst into flame, burning the presents, both the good and the lame. A sweater? Yuck! But the fire trucks rescued the kids' dad and mama, and thank goodness they had insurance with Americana. Bet you never saw that coming.
Wishing you a merry and safe Christmas. Your friends at Americana Insurance in Albert Lee, Ellendale, and Wells.
Save more at Hy-Vee. Earn fuel saver rewards on over 1,000 items at your Albert Lee Hy-Vee with your Hy-Vee Perks card. Don't have a card? Sign up today. It's free. Go to Hy-Vee.com/perks.
Howard 96.
All right, we're back here again, Tiger Sports Saturday. I want to thank our hosts, Hy-Vee and Albert Lee, Americana Insurance, the Pizza Ranch Trades and Labor Federal Credit Union, and of course the Austin Bruins. And we're gonna pause here again on our Austin Bruins Insider because we got a special guest, actually a couple more special guests. So I'm gonna reshuffle this around here. Hang on one second, folks. Grab a headset. Yeah, whoever wants to do it. But up next, we have the owners of the Geneva Bar and Grill, of course, Hans and Chelsea, and their daughter, who you all maybe know here on the sports broadcast, Indiana Hansen. And Indy, it's a pleasure to have you on here as well, and Greg's got the headset as well. First of all, Geneva Bar and Grill, you guys have been hosting this now for, well, you guys have owned it now for how long?
12 years, David. Yeah, so this is our 12th one. 12th season, yeah. And then every year it just amazes me more and more of, the people that show up and everything. See new faces, see the same faces, but yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah,
so.
And in Indy, of course, you've been here basically since the beginning too, and they got you working hard today?
Yeah, just kind of running around, helping everybody. Yeah, just kind of grew up here. And so let's talk a little bit with you. You're in 7th grade. Yeah.
And you are playing varsity hockey for the Tigers. How is that?
I think it's just a great experience.
I'm going to move you in a little closer here.
I am so happy that I get a chance to play as a 7th grader. It's very fun.
Now, I know I talked with your mom here a couple weeks ago before one of the games, and she's like, I'm kind of nervous because some of these girls are really big and Indy's little, but the way you skate out there, there's like no size difference. I mean, really, the way you skate.
Yeah, there's some girls that are really bigger than me, but honestly, I don't really think about that. Just go out there and just think you're the same size.
Yeah. And how long have you been skating?
I've been skating since I was like 3, so 10 years.
10 years. Now, when you're not doing high school hockey, what else are you? You're also a swimmer.
Yep. I made varsity swimming this year, first time since I swam Tiger Sharks, which is a few years ago. So yeah.
And then in the summer, you're playing hockey too elsewhere. Where do you all go play hockey?
I do the Sarah Moe program, the OS program, Minnesota Made program, just up there in the metro.
So all over. And what do how do the high school kids treat you out there on that ice?
They treat me like one of their own. Kind of feels like I've been there the whole, forever.
Yeah, and I know Jay, one of our color commentators, he likes to call your line Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom with the Austen sisters. He always calls them twins, but they're not twins. But, just even looking at them and what have you learned from some of those upperclassmen?
I've learned that gotta always move your feet, look open for open ice. That's kind of it. Just stay strong, stay your ground, square up. Just be aggressive, but don't retaliate.
Well, and that's the thing we always talk. Don't retaliate, and sometimes it's tough. So in some of your other hockey leagues that you're in, can you fight or no?
No.
No, you can't fight in any of them. Do you want to fight sometimes?
Sometimes, but then I take breaths and I'll be like, okay, can't do that.
Yeah.
Can't do that.
No, like I said, it's a thrill watching you, and right away that first game I watched, I'm like, she's going to be a starter at some point, and you've gotten the start, so that's pretty neat. What's your favorite thing about playing hockey?
My favorite thing about playing hockey is probably the feeling of just skating out there. Kind of like everything else is nothing, and I'm just focused on what I'm doing. The feeling of scoring or helping the Haley Haley and Hannah scoring, just the feeling.
Yeah, and we are one of the hosts or sponsors of the Austin Bruins, and Coyer always asks some different questions. So I'm going to ask you a question. Would you rather score on a power play or on a power kill or a penalty kill?
I would probably say a penalty kill, because that is mostly harder, and just you gotta be in the right place at the right time. I know Haley and Hannah, they've done it twice on a 2-on-0, just right down and scored.
Yeah.
And that's just pretty cool to me.
Top shelf or 5-hole?
Top shelf.
Top shelf. What's your
I go between a wrist shot and a snap shot, sometimes around there. I always also get like those one-timers from Hannah and Haley, just those shots.
Yeah. So you wear number 6.
Yep.
Is there any special meaning to that, or is that what they just gave you?
My brother, he just said a single number would be cool, and I took his advice and I picked a single number.
You picked it. So have you wore that your whole career, or just now here for varsity?
No, just now here for varsity. I used to be on the APUE boys. I was 21, and then for my other years, I was 77.
Okay.
And those were kind of the 2 numbers I was bouncing between.
Well, now you got that 6 on there, and like I said, we call it a lot, and that's for sure. So, but yeah, of course now you're off this weekend. But when's your next game?
I'm actually going to be playing in the Dodge County JV game on Monday.
Okay.
And then I'm not sure if we do have a game. Is it Saturday against Mankate?
I don't. I'll look it up. I know it is sometime next week, and well, and at first I thought you guys played this weekend, and your dad was like, I don't think so. Maybe he was kind of scared, but yeah, the boys are over in Rochester today, so. That's the next thing. When you're not skating, do you get to go and watch the boys play?
Yes, I go and I watch. Yeah, I go watch their games, or if I'm there before for like our games, they'll be practicing. I'll just watch their practices.
Yeah, and I know it's kind of that thing. They like to come watch the girls play as well, and like I said, it's really neat to see how boys and girls, like I said, you always support each other out there in the games, which is really neat. I know Coach Dunn always calls you guys the crazies, and the crazies get loud and stuff like that. But yeah, like I said, really neat. Indy, I thank you for coming in today. And good luck for the rest of the year.
Thank you.
And like I said, it's a pleasure calling, and you got a long career in front of you, which is awesome.
Yes, thank you.
So, all right. Oh, look at this. Oh, and there's my buddy Bruce. Yeah, there's the roll-ups. You must have heard. You must have heard that I like the. You must have heard I like the pheasant roll-ups. Oh, you heard it on the radio?
Yeah, we got it on outside.
Well, that's perfect. So, Indy, well, thank you, Hanson Chels. Like I said, you guys, the 12 years you've been doing this here now. Look at Levi. Do you know that guy over there? Is that the one? Is Levi the one that told you to wear the single?
Yep.
And of course, he played hockey too. I guess all sports. So Greg, you played hockey when you were younger.
Yeah.
Chelsea, you swam for college, swam and hockey. So yeah, a very athletic family, and so yeah, now you're in the bar business. Of course, up here with Geneva Bar and Grill, and you guys always have stuff going on.
Yeah, we have, we try to get everything to do or something going on so that people, are entertained and stuff. Our staff does a lot of it. I got hats off to our staff for coming up with the bingos and the Yahtzee tournaments and the Huckleybuck tournaments and cribbage and all that stuff. So yeah, they do a great job. So
and this week, of course, you guys, it's been a long week. What do you guys have to do to really prep for this game feed?
Chelsea should probably answer that because she's a lot involved with all the ordering, obviously setting all that up, making a lot of phone calls, just getting everything prepped. Today is actually more or less our day to kind of just, take it all in, and enjoy it or whatever, because we've got everything pretty much planned up, and I mean, there's always a curveball here or there. But
we've had a lot of curveballs today.
Well, and that's as anything. So, and of course, like I said, you guys, what time do you guys get here in the morning to get ready?
So I get here about 4:30 this morning. Left at about 9:30 after, get the bags rolling, the game feed bags, and then go home, take a shower, get some shut-eye, and I'm up here about 4:30.
And, of course, this is the official home of all the cancer stuff here. And you got a lot more weekends coming up.
Oh, yeah.
And like I said, this place is crazy in here right now, but if you think it's crazy now, wait till the cancer auction comes. It's even crazier.
Right, yeah, the cancer auction's amazing. It's always the second 2 weekends in January. And that's a lot of fun, too.
Yeah, so we're looking at January 9th and 10th, and then the following weekend, the 16th and 17th. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's, like I said, you guys, thank you for hosting this. And like we were saying, 12 years, obviously, you guys have been here. But You probably came before then. I think this is like 20-some years that we've been coming up here now.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's crazy how every year it just seems to, like I said, sometimes it fluctuates a little bit with the amount of people, but I think even last year 800 and some people through the door.
That's just food.
Yeah.
That's just food. That's the only way we can count it is the food plates. But last year was busy. This year is busier.
Yeah,
Definitely.
This is an amazing crew. For as early as it goes, it usually it peaks around 1 o'clock or so. But this is an amazing crowd for right now, and so.
And if you are driving around, you get up here because there's still plenty of room.
Oh
yes.
There's lots of room.
Tons of room.
Yep, and we'll make room. There's room outside. There's speakers outside, so you can hear the drawings and hear the numbers. There's lots of room inside. The tent is very comfortable.
Yeah.
It's actually people are taking their jackets off because it's so nice out.
And there has been years where it's been like way below zero, and you're bundled up and you get in that tent and you got to start stripping layers down because it's warm in there.
Right.
I know. I don't think we had a good snowstorm. I think it was 2018 or 2019 was our maybe last big snow pounder, and I mean it was so cool because there was a stretch limo. I went outside out front and was kind of giggling because there was a stretch limo that went through like snowbanks to get to us, and they came from Mankato, I think it was, and it was just so cool to see. So
I kept telling everybody this year the tent went up early in preparation for the storm, but it still got snow on the inside, and you wouldn't have believed what it looked like in the tent on Monday. There was at least 4 or 5 inches of snow in there, but local people came from Tate from the lumber yard, came down with this big skid loader, and they scraped the inside and got it all prepared for bingo on Thursday. So it was great.
Yeah, and then once again, I mean, you can't say enough about the community and the support just for everything that happens around here. And you guys do play a pretty pivotal role with that. So thank you guys as well.
We just got to keep the crew on moving. That's what we do. We just guide them.
But it's amazing. The guys that work on this every day in and out. I listened to your interview with Buck and Al, and they aren't kidding. These guys, they work so hard at this, and hats off to them.
They're so proud.
They love this. It's something they really. But there's everybody from the community comes in. As far as bingo callers and the ticket girls and the guys cooking and Bear and his crew. It's amazing. It's fun to be around all week. It really is.
Well, that is awesome. We'll let you guys get moving on, and I gotta get into our Austin Bruins Insider here before we get out the end of the show. But thank you guys so much. Indy, thank you.
Thank you, Dave.
Thank you for coming out.
Yeah. Hey, anytime. That was the thing is I had to miss it last year because I had something going on. But I was like, Ron, I'm going to the game feed. Do I pre-record? He goes, well, just do it there. Perfect.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, it's a great place to do it.
It is.
We appreciate it so much. Thank you.
That is true. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead. We'll play another, get some more bills paid, and then we'll get into our Awesome Bruins Insider. This is Power 96 Tiger Sports Saturday, live from the Geneva Barn Grill for the 41st Geneva Wild Game Feed.
The Austin Bruins had plenty to be thankful for, winning 3 straight and grabbing a share of first place in the Central Division. Now they're back home this Friday and Saturday for a showdown with the Bismarck Bobcats for the top spot. Saturday is Teddy Bear Toss night. Bring a new or gently used stuffed animal and throw it on the ice when the Bruins score their first goal. All toys go to the Salvation Army here in Austin. Get your tickets now at tickets.austinbruins.com.
'Twas the night before Christmas when a mouse chewed on a wire, frying himself and starting a fire. The fire spread to the tree, which burst into flame, burning the presents, both the good and the lame. A sweater? Yuck! But the fire trucks rescued the kids' dad and mama, and thank goodness they had insurance with Americana. Bet you never saw that coming.
Wishing you a merry and safe Christmas. Your friends at Americana Insurance in Albert Lee, Ellendale, and Wells.
Never have I ever called my sister from the finish line of my first marathon.
Hello?
You won't believe where I am.
Are you running?
Mile 26. I'm gonna make it.
Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e with its advanced camera system on us. Plus, 2 lines for just $30 a line.
Guys, I can't believe it.
I knew you could do it, babe.
That was amazing. Mom, how do you feel? I feel great. I can't feel my feet. Let's take a picture. And then you may carry me to the car.
Share every stride, every mile, every memory on America's best network. Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e on us and 2 lines for just $30 a line.
With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 eligible port-ins on Essentials 55 Plus for well-qualified customers with AutoPay plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement 128 gigabytes, $599.99 required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence Data 1H 2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
CBS News Brief. It's a little cheery out there in parts of the nation thanks to that polar vortex bringing in freezing temperatures and dangerous wind chills. Andrew Orison is at the National Weather Service.
The coldest temperatures are really across, let's say, North Dakota, Minnesota, Wisconsin. That's where the bulk of the cold area is for today, even parts of eastern Montana.
Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth is doubling down on those strikes against alleged drug boats in September, despite some Democratic calls for him to step down.
I would have made the same call. It was the right call.
Tributes are pouring in for the legendary architect Frank Gehry, who died yesterday at the age of 96. This woman is in Paris.
It's my first time coming to the foundation, Louis Vuitton, so it makes it like a memory walk, and I am really emotional as well.
Gehry spent his life following his creative vision. CBS News Brief. I'm Allison Keyes.
Power 96.
All right, back here again from the 41st annual Geneva Wild Game Feed. I want to thanks again to our sponsors for Tiger Sports Saturday. Of course, Hy-Vee and Albert Lee, Americana Insurance, the Pizza Ranch, Trades and Labor Federal Credit Union, and the Austin Bruins. I also want to thank our sports boosters, because without them, we wouldn't be able to do what we do, and that's bring you live local sports year-round here on local radio. Of course, Americana Insurance, Bayview Freeborn Funeral Home, Southern Minnesota Branding, On the Spot Appliance, Arcadian Bank, Derek's Preferred Auto in Blooming Prairie, Star Granite Works, GT Window and Door, Gutters by GT, the Austin Bruins, Marthaler Honda, Elfa Orthodontics, Trades and Labor Federal Credit Union, Thompson Sanitation, Young Construction and Roofing, Nick's Meats in Hayward, South Main Auto Service in Austin, Freeborn County Solid Waste, North Star Power Sports, Big Cats Customs in Clarks Grove, Becker Auto Sales on the corner in Hayward, the Alberta Convention and Visitors Bureau, Sorensen's Appliance here in Geneva, Collins Auto Repair, Hanson Tire Service of Austin, Etc. Credit Union, the Overhead Door Company, Design Ready Controls, Hy-Vee and Albert Lee, Jake's Pizza, Shell Rapid Lube, Aero Printing, and Wasika Inc. So thanks again to our sports boosters. A big shout out. I know they're listening out there in the tent out there, the cooks. They just brought me in a nice little tray here. I got some of the pheasant roll-ups, the jalapeno, phenomenal. And I don't know if this is, looks like a brisket, maybe even a little tri-tip in here. Oh, it's marvelous. It's phenomenal food. If you haven't been out here to get some food, get on out here. Like I said, you got plenty of time to get out here and get some food. All right, let's talk a little bit of Austin Bruins here. And, of course, your Austin Bruins played last night, going for first place, and they did what they needed to do. Ended up being a close battle there at the end, and they did win 4-3. I think that's what the score was. I apologize if I got that wrong, Coyer, but I think it was 4-3 is what they ended up winning. Tonight they're going to do it all over again. And it's also the teddy bear toss. So that's right, bring your new or slightly used stuffed animals, teddy bears, and after the first goal made by the Bruins, you throw them out on the ice and they pick them up. I think last year they tried to get like 600 teddy bears, and they ended up getting over 1,200. So it's a pretty cool thing, pending the weather and how today goes. Me and Caldy will be there again tonight. We were there last night, an amazing game. There's KP, buddy. How are you doing? So we're going to get in here now, the Austin Bruins Insider. And Mr. David Coyer has a very special guest on this week's Austin Bruins Insider. So we'll get this played for you right now. Here you go, Dave.
Welcome back to another edition of the Austin Bruins Insider right here on the official home of Austin Bruins Insider, Power 96, KQPRFM.com. The voice of the Bruins, David Coyer with you, coming off of a great Thanksgiving week in which the Bruins took all 3 games, 2 against the North Iowa Bulls, 1 against the St. Cloud Norsemen to extend their winning streak to 5 straight, tied for first in the North American Hockey League's Central Division with the Bismarck Bobcats. The Bruins welcome in the Bobcats this Friday and Saturday at Riverside Arena. But my guest this week, a big part of the reason why the Bruins are doing so well as of recent, second-year forward E.J. Paddington. E.J., welcome back to Bruins Insider. I've started to keep a tally of people who have been repeat guests on here. Peter Theodos thinks he's been not allowed on the program too much. He actually holds the record for most times on here, but you're now a multi-time guest. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me back, David.
You're a big media guy. You know, last year launched a players-only podcast with your teammate Luke Mulcazian. Why am I blanking on the name of it right now? It's
What's Brewing.
What's Brewing.
Yeah.
That's what it was. What's Brewing.
Stay tuned. Might be another one.
Shout
out Luke.
You know, so we talked about it when we did Goal Line to Goal Line with you. You were one of the first Goal Line to Goal Lines this season. And we talked about, are you able to do that podcast without Luke here? Do you want a special guest? Or do you want a new host with you, someone who's currently on the team? Maybe, you know, Nate Williams. He's a great personality. Or one of your roommates like Sam Klein. But I don't think that was the case. I think we got a firm no from one of the other co-creators.
Yeah, Luke didn't seem very enthusiastic about that idea. And he actually texted me the other day. Said he wanted to get an episode going, so let you know.
So we'll have Luke currently at
Middlebury.
Middlebury.
Yeah.
That's what I always forget where he went, but playing Division III hockey over at Middlebury. Luke Mulcazian. Both your line mates actually off playing college hockey this year. Alex Lorenza has been having a pretty good freshman year over at Union, D1 Union. And, you know, from your perspective, obviously you're still playing junior hockey. You strive to play college at the next level. Your sister played Division I hockey over at Mankato. But how good is it for you to see your former line mates, Alex Lorenza, Luke Mulcazian, taking their game to the next level?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, last year, myself and those guys, we became pretty good friends. So, you know, seeing them have success is great, and I want them to do the best they can in whatever they're doing. So it's nice to see them having some success.
And speaking of success, I mean, I think the big question coming into this year, Luke and Alex, top 2 scorers in the North American Hockey League last year. You were a big part of that line, helping set up a lot of those goals and getting some of those assists with their points as well. And this year, they're gone, and it was kind of, you're starting all over. And you and I have kind of had conversations off air about having to start over with some of these lines. And you've shifted a couple lines this season, but I mean, you haven't lost your step at all. Third on the team in points again this year. You were the leading returning scorer from last year. I mean, what have you seen this year? About a third of the way through the season, how have you seen your game improve from last year?
Yeah, I think a little bit's just the maturity aspect. I mean, being in the league for a full year and then coming back, you kind of have a certain level of standard you want to hold yourself to. So that's definitely part of it, and kind of just leading in an example type of way for guys that hadn't been here. So yeah, I think that's probably the biggest part about it.
And starting the season, you were with Xander Lipset, Mikey Coleman at the beginning of the year, and then at one point got shifted down to that line with the Marcianock. Not shifted down per se, but moved over to the line with the Marcianock twins, who have been having their own great season. Now back with Lipset and Coleman, and you never really broke a stride. I mean, from your perspective, when you're shifting line mates like that and maybe having to build that new chemistry, do you find any challenges in that? Or, I mean, obviously the scorecard shows that you didn't, but yeah. But I mean, do you find any challenges with kind of shifting line mates a little early in the season when the coaches are trying to find what works best?
No, I mean, obviously, I think I told you this a couple weeks ago, like playing last year with Luke and Renzi the whole season, it was kind of like we were able to find that chemistry right away, and I think that's just what we were looking for this year. Just try and find something that works and find a fit, and that shift to go to the Twins, to play with the Twins, was like, they're great players obviously, and then it wasn't working out the way I think we hoped 5-on-5, so we shifted back, and it seems to be clicking for Ruse and the Twins now, and obviously myself and Mikey and Xander have been scoring. So I mean, that's what we want. We want everybody scoring and everyone clicking. So.
And a lot of different point streaks happening. I mean, the Twins were. Matsby was on a 6-game point streak. Simon's currently on a 7-game point streak. I mean, Mikey Coleman, he's been in and out of certain streaks, but he's been consistent, and Gavin Aruza on his own point streak as well. But we talk about your point streak. I mean, as of currently, after last week, let's see, I probably should have come prepared for this, but let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games for you. In that time, you have 6 goals as well, with 4 assists, 10 points your last 6 games. I mean, what's been working for you? I mean, especially in those 6 games, 5 straight wins for the Bruins, and I mean, when you score, it seems like the team's doing well.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just trying to, play my best and be consistent. And, if I do that, I think a lot of other guys will, tend to do the same thing. And from that, we'll get wins. So, I think that's just the simplest piece, is just be consistent.
And on the power play, too, I mean, you do a great job 5-on-5, but the power play, especially at the beginning of the season, it felt like you were finding goals, and you're up there. If I remember off the top of my head, I think you're either tied for first in power play assists, or you're up there with Nate Williams. And I mean, on the power play, which the power play, there was that struggle there for a little bit. What have you seen on the power play, and what has kind of worked for you, kind of both being able to score and setting up some of those other goals?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it's just a 5-man unit, right? We all got to be on the same page and working together. And I think, during those struggles, we have to just kind of come back to earth and just be like, okay, deep breath, like, we're going to figure this out. And, that's what we did. And I think, Robbie, who runs the power plays, done a great job with, making sure we're on the same page and have a kind of a map of what we need to do. But he also lets us, use our skill and play. So that's nice too.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I'm sure it's very easy for you guys. Obviously, Coach Howard is big on structure here in Austin, but having you guys not only just know the structure, but then having those opportunities to maybe be a little bit more loosey-goosey, as they say in the professional world. I think that is the professional way to say it. But, having those times where you guys can kind of be yourselves and make those own plays, do you find yourself focusing a little bit more on making sure you're kind of doing it the structured way, or have you had a lot of moments this year where it's kind of just like, all right, like, yes, I'm still following the structure, but, maybe I'm taking my own liberties here.
Are you talking power play here?
Either all of it,
Okay. No, I mean, especially like D-zone, like you said, Coach Howard's super structured, so we try to, play that structure the best we can, and ultimately, you've seen it, like it works, and we shut a lot down. The way we do things here, and that's great. Like, that's what we need to keep doing. And then on the offensive piece, obviously we have some set things that we do and try to run, but a lot of it, we can try and use our skill offensively as well. Like, it doesn't have to be perfectly set, and that's nice because there's a lot of skill on our team, so guys can kind of use their skills and take advantage of what they're good at.
And, we've had a lot of second-year guys on the show this year, and a question that I usually like to ask, and even last year, I talked with JR and I talked with Ashton Bynum about this from previous years, because the two of them had been on that team that made it all the way to the Robertson Cup. Last year, you guys came up short, lost in the Central Division Final to the Bismarck Bobcats. But last year, it was no secret. It was a little bit more of a rebuild year. I mean, you were all a lot of young guys, first years in the NAHL, and now this year, only aging out 5 guys. Sure, the big losses with your Alex Lorenzas, your Luke Malkasians, even some who are still playing junior hockey at a higher level, like Carl Axelson, John Hirschfeld. But this year, you're returning a lot of guys. What are some big differences or similarities, really, that you've seen between last year's team and this year's team?
Well, first, you forgot Evan Malkasian.
He won't forgive me for missing him out.
That. No, I think, like you said, last year we were a lot younger and maybe more inexperienced. But obviously, we had success last year. We were a really good team last year. We kind of just bought in and we figured it out. Obviously, didn't make it all the way, and that happens. Bismarck was a good team, but I don't think anybody has any regrets. Like, we all contributed the best we could, and we were a good team, and we all bought in, and I think it's kind of what we need to do this year, and I think we're starting to do that and realize look, these systems and the way we're supposed to play, we'll win games if we do that. And being an older team, I think a lot of guys will kind of realize that, and it'll be all uphill from there once we figure that out.
Are there any pressures you guys feel, being that older team, knowing where you were last year and knowing that, there's a little bit of a, hey, we're bringing a lot of guys back from last year, we made it as close as we did. Are there pressures on that? Do you guys feel that in the locker room?
I don't know about pressure. I mean, we all want to go as far as we can and succeed and ultimately win a Robertson Cup, right? So I don't think anybody feels a ton of heavy pressure, but obviously there's that feeling like everybody's competitive and we all want to win. So that's definitely part of it for sure.
No, absolutely. David Coyer here on Bruins Insider talking with second-year forward EJ Paddington, and we'll step away a little bit from talking about the stuff on the ice.
Throw an ad in there, a little advertisement.
Do you want
Teddy Bear Toss?
Teddy Bear Toss.
Yeah.
I was getting to, let's talk a little bit more about the fun stuff, but I guess, you're ruining my rhythm here. Let's just jump around. There's processes to this, EJ. EJ, of course, many people saw on social media. It was probably one of his favorite videos that he's actually had to be forced to do for me.
No, that was willingly. That was the most fun video I've ever participated
2 years in a row, TJ and Nate Williams participating, teaching, informing our fans about teddy bear toss techniques for our upcoming Teddy Bear Toss. Teddy Bear Toss this Saturday. This show airing Saturday morning, so come on out to Riverside Arena tonight. 7:05 puck drop against the Bismarck Bobcats. Bring your new or slightly used stuffed animals, and when the Bruins score their first goal of the night, toss them onto the ice. All tossed stuffed animals will be donated to the Salvation Army here in Austin. But those are always fun videos to make. I mean, I know certain players, they're not big media guys. They don't like being on camera. They don't like doing these sort of interviews. I'm not going to name names, Jack Solomon. But you're always willing to do some of those videos and the teddy bear toss techniques. That was an idea I had many years ago, and we were able to put it to fruition last year. And very popular video with us. And this year we did it again. Of the 2 years, I guess, what was your favorite technique that you got to do in one of those videos that was a little more unorthodox?
I don't know. The one with Coach Al was hilarious.
Coach Rooney?
That was a good one. But
yeah,
I'm trying to think what was in last year's.
Last year's, it was a little bit more basic because I rewatched it because I get the memories when I share it on Facebook, so I saw it. And a little bit more basic. We had a couple fun ones.
The one of Willie this year with Mr. Penguin.
Mr. Penguin, the don't let go, the Titanic-esque.
Oh, gosh.
I gave him the idea, and letting Willie run with it. He just has fun with it.
Yep.
Did the music make it better?
Oh yeah, 100%. I didn't expect the music, and when I first watched it, when you posted it, I was dying. It was really funny.
No, you had to. But Mr. Penguin, he's become a legend in
the
locker room.
He has. Yeah.
But
we already said we're gonna steal him once we have the teddy bear toss. We're gonna go find him on the ice and take him.
So you're admitting to all of our radio listeners that you're taking a penguin stuffed animal away from the Salvation Army?
Okay, never mind. I take that.
Whoa.
I retract.
You guys heard it here first. EJ Paddington. He doesn't like giving things out for Christmas, helping people in need. I'm kidding. EJ's.
You like that, man?
You said it. I didn't.
Know.
But no, speaking of the teddy bear toss, it's always a fun question to ask people. Obviously you want it to be yourself, and you can answer yourself if you want to, but who's your prediction of scoring the teddy bear toss goal this year? It was Xander Lipset last year against the Shamrocks.
Yeah. I'm either going to say myself because,
you have to. Confidence.
Yeah. I like Xander as a pick again. I'm not going to lie.
Or 2 for 2.
Or maybe Mikey. Both my line mates, I feel like have that. Like,
so what your guess is going to be is it's going to be your line.
I don't know. I think that's that's what I'm going to say. Yeah.
Your line against the Bismarck Bobcats. Okay, you heard it here first. EJ Paddington with all the confidence in the world, and we love that in a guest here on Austin Bruins Insider. So a big series coming up against the Bismarck Bobcats. I mean, we obviously want to celebrate Teddy Bear Toss this weekend. Santa Claus is coming on Friday. Have you been a good boy this week? You're gonna get a present from Santa, or are you gonna get coal?
Hopefully I've been good enough. I don't know. I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, with your point streak, I think Santa has to give you a gift this year. But Bismarck coming into town, tied for first place, as well as the team did last year, 22-game point streak. I mean, the Bismarck Bobcats last year, Robertson Cup champs, they were hot all season long. There was only probably a few days last year where they weren't in first place. Now you guys, your first time back in first place since being 1-0 at the start of the season. What's the mindset going into this weekend, knowing it's a battle for the top spot in the Central Division?
Yeah, we like you said, we haven't seen them since the start of the year. So they're going to be a different team, but we're a different team too. And I think it'll just it'll be, if we come out here and play our game, we'll be fine. I think if we do that, we could beat anybody in this league. I mean, we have to come out strong, and can't come out sleepy. Got to have a strong start, and I think we do that, and we'll be okay.
First half of the season, there's been ups and downs so far. Have not fallen out of a playoff spot since regaining a spot in the top 4 after the showcase. Back half of the season, you've now been through this long season where you can see that there's ups and downs, and that 22-game point streak snapped right really at the halfway point of last year, and it was a tough back half schedule last year. Looking ahead to this second half with this team, I mean, what do you have to do to try and help create that consistency with this team?
I mean, on a personal standpoint, I think I try and just stay level. Like I don't really try to get too high or too low in those certain situations. Like I have if I have a good game, if I have a bad game, I just try and keep level head, because you gotta have a short memory, and things like you said, there's tons of games in this league, and if you dwell on something for too long, or you get super excited about something for too long, then that could affect you. And I think having a level head and just staying at a happy medium, then it's pretty easy to be consistent.
Being one of the vets on the team, obviously you have a larger leadership role this year. Last year you were still kind of a junior hockey vet. You were seen as a leader in the locker room. How have you seen your leadership role change, and what have you done to kind of help lead this team and kind of be one of those guys who leads by example in the locker room?
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of it is just based on what I've seen or experienced in my career. I mean, it's my 4th year of juniors now, and I think I've seen a lot, and I think I've seen ways to lead for sure, and definitely seen ways not to lead. And I mean, I just try and go out on the ice, especially, and play with a certain way that I'd want other guys to respect. And I think in the dressing room I do the same thing. Like I just try and lead in a way where guys will be like, okay, like I can follow that or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of vets like in our dressing room. Like we have how many 20-year-olds? What, 15 or something?
Something
crazy
like that.
Like there's so many guys that are leaders, and I think that's great. Like if we can have everybody pull in the same direction in terms of leadership as well, like that's great. I think it's super good, and we will definitely thrive.
And a couple of last-second questions here as we get down to the final minute. No this or that this year. You did it last year. We know you want to be a broadcaster here in the North American Hockey League.
Well, only if I was
Only if you're my color commentator. Fair enough. But, with the holiday season coming up, what's your favorite Christmas movie?
Oh, that's tough. I think I got to go. I think the Jim Carrey, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, is hilarious.
Great.
Home Alone's a classic.
Of course.
One of those two for sure.
One of those two for sure. And then one final question that you are not going to be prepared for. Next Saturday, December 13th, on her birthday, it is Swiftie night here at Riverside Arena.
Oh, gosh.
And so I got to ask you, what's your favorite Taylor Swift song?
The fans might not know this, but I'm a bit of a Swiftie.
Okay.
Yeah. I really like The Fate of Ophelia, one of her new ones, actually. It's super good. I don't know if you know any.
I haven't listened to her new album yet.
No. In terms of old songs, Cruel Summer's a good one. Yeah, that's probably one of my favorites from her old songs.
See, my go-to, because that's what I grew up listening to, was Love
Story. I was just going to say that's probably up there too.
Love Story will always be my favorite Taylor Swift song. I remember jamming out to that as a kid. But Taylor Swift night coming up on December 13th. Dress up as your favorite Taylor Swift era. We'll have some music playing here. We'll have a couple videos with the players that will be playing, and there will be a bracelet making station. Of course, Taylor Swift big on the friendship bracelets, so we're gonna let people make their own.
Can you make us some friendship, like me and you?
Me and you, we got friendship bracelets.
Yeah.
EJ and David, or EJ and DK. There we go.
Let's do it.
We'll have to get those. Look out for those coming up. But the Bruins in town this weekend against the Bismarck Bobcats. Teddy Bear Toss Night Saturday at 7:05. Bring your new or slightly used stuffed animals. Toss them on the ice when the Bruins score their first goal. All donated teddy bears will be donated then to the Salvation Army. Our record last year, 1,012. We're looking to try and increase that this year. So come on out and support your Austin Bruins and support a great cause with our teddy bear toss. But that's it for this week's edition of Austin Bruins Insider. Our guest this week, second-year Bruin E.J. Paddington, who has been on a bit of a hot streak as of late, as have the Bruins. But for E.J. Paddington, I've been David Coyer. You've been listening to Austin Bruins Insider right here on Power 96 and KQPRFM.com.
Power 96, the very best in classic rock. 96.1 KQPR-FM, Albert Lee, Minnesota.
All right, before we get down the road here, I want to thank again Hanson Chels for having us out here today for a Tiger Sports Saturday special edition for the Geneva Wild Game Feed. And let's go ahead, let's bring in one more special guest here before we get on out. It's Mr. James Hagan, who, James, the Geneva Cancer Auction, Geneva Game Feed, all of that stuff, how did that all get started? And I know you know the story because you were around for it.
I am around for it and was around for it. And it's all started, Hank Thompson owned the bar. First of all, thanks for having me here. Appreciate it. Thanks to Power 96 for being here. But Hank Thompson owned the bar, and my dad's brother passed away from cancer. And my dad had been dabbling with a cancer auction at Eddie's, and he called him down there and he said, had a meeting, and I just talked to Hank tonight about it. He said it was sitting right over at the table at the end of the bar over here, and he says, hey, I want to have a cancer auction thing in honor of your brother. Are you in? And he said, yep. And then it all started. So since 1985, been having, this will be our coming up in January here, it'll be our 42nd cancer auction.
Yeah, and over the years, I mean, it's just grown, and so every year you go to the Eagles Cancer Telethon. And how much did you guys donate last year to the Cancer Telethon?
Last year was $167,000, which was our biggest total ever. For the 41 years, we are approaching the $3 million mark. I don't know if we will get there this year, but I don't have the numbers in front of me and stuff, but it's probably like 2 or 3 years away from hitting $3 million in donations to the Eagle Cancer Telethon.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like I said, and I know your family's been involved in that since the beginning. Your kids are involved in it now. Your grandson will be involved in it as it continues on. What are some of the things you guys do on that auction side as far as to raise money?
Well, the auction is big, and it's always on the second and third weekends in January. Do a Friday night, Saturday night, and then the next Friday and Saturday. And we have that, and that's probably one of our biggest. But then we have a pallet of beer raffle in July sometime, and we have a purse bingo, and that donates. And then there's just so many people that are a spin-off of the cancer auction, which is the game feed, which donates, several thousands of dollars every year. And there's a Hoser Memorial. They have a ranch rodeo out by New Richland that gives a ton of money. There's just people that step up and donate money, and I mean, you don't get to $167,000 without a lot of people working really hard with a passion for the cause, and that's what we all have, is a passion for the cause and trying to eradicate cancer, and that's what we're all about.
Yeah, and I thought it was 125, but 167,000.
167,000 last year.
That is crazy, and you don't always get over to Rochester, but when you do, I know some of them people over there. You guys have been involved there for years, and they're always looking forward to a big check from you guys every year. So
we're kind of celebrities, but I think it's kind of everybody's so modest, and we want to be over there to present it and stuff. But life, we're all volunteers. We all have jobs and we all have things to do. And then when you do 2 days of a cancer auction, it's pretty draining, and it's hard to find someone to drive over there and say, hey, here's the money and stuff. But I know they look forward to it. They're the day of Sunday, they're calling saying, what time are you coming in? What are you going to do? When are you going to know the numbers and stuff like that? So it's great, but we're just all after one thing, and that's to try to eradicate cancer.
Yeah, and the big thing too, any money that's raised goes towards that. No one takes money out, nothing like that. I mean, there's some expenses that you guys pay for or things like that, but it's not like you have a CEO that's getting paid all this money.
Right.
Things like that,
I am the CEO, and I can guarantee you I have not received a penny. I don't write off anything. And it's funny because there was an issue with one of the licenses and stuff like that, and the person says, well, why don't you just have your secretary fax us or email us this information? And it was like, well, first off, I've got to find the information, and I've got to see who has it, and we'll try to get it to you as soon as possible. It's like, well, it's like, I don't think you understand. Nobody gets any money for this. There's no employees, or it's just all donation. And I don't have a person to send you this information. So, and they were like, wow, you're really raising some serious money. And it's like, yeah, but 100% of that money goes to the cause.
Yeah.
So I like keeping that, because there's a lot of companies out there that raise money for different things, and everything is good. Anybody trying to raise money for a cause, it's all good. But when 20 to 50% comes off the top, it's kind of takes a hit to your donation. But this all goes, at least from the cancer auction part, there is very minimal. I think the only check that we really write, we write 2 checks, and one is to the accountant and one is to the Eagles Cancer Telethon. So,
like I said, it's a pretty neat thing. Let's talk about this. One of the biggest traditions, and I believe it's a pickle jar.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Neighbor of ours, we lived in rural Geneva all of our life, out on the family. It was a farm, but we didn't farm. And one of the neighbors does a lot of canning. And then for some reason, when they started this auction, it was a can of hot pickles, perfectly placed in the jar, just beautiful looking thing. And they were auctioning it off, and all of a sudden, back in 1985, this jar of pickles is going for $500. And you can beg to differ. I don't know how many pickles are in there, and I don't know how much a piece that is. But and then the person that bought it cracked it open and handed it around the bar, and that pickle jar was gone. And it's raised so much money throughout the years. So people are getting pretty inventive about bringing in deviled eggs. You know, there's certain people that make deviled eggs. There's a person that makes, I swear she makes 1,000 cookies. And do that. But the pickles is a big deal, and there used to be a jar that was getting sold every year, and somewhere along the line that's kind of ended.
Oh,
but,
it did end now.
Yeah,
okay, I just always remember hearing that story about the pickle jar. But
it did end, and they did buy it, so it technically is there. We can't put really any stipulations that, hey, you buy it, but you got to bring it back next year. But there's a lot of fun things that go on in the auction.
Yeah. So that's going to be the second and third weekend of January.
Yes, I believe it's the.
I know Chelsea had said, I think, like the
9th and 10th, and would be the 16th and 17th, and somewhere around there. But
yeah, like I said, that it's a really neat thing you guys do, and like I said, the community, the area has been backing this now 42 years. And like I said, the game feed, the first year they said they donated $26, and now they're over $25,000. Do you remember how much the first year how much you raised that first year?
I believe it was about $2,000, but I would have to look that up. When it really started was my dad was down at Eddie's, and when the cancer auction really started, and that's why Hank called him, because they had it going over at Eddie's. But it was a snowy day around the time of the telethon. And of all things, there were Wilson's workers. They're sitting at the bar, and you can only imagine how many people were there and stuff. But it was a snowy day and snowing outside, and they looked outside, and there was a chicken out there. And this chicken was running around, and they were like, well, let's go catch that dang chicken. So they went out, and they caught that chicken, and there was 6, 7 involved in catching it. And they brought it inside, and they said, well, what are we going to do with this chicken? Well, because they would all butcher it, and they would have taken it home to eat and stuff like that. And, well, why don't we auction it off? So they auctioned it off for like $4 or something like that. And they took that chicken and they left it out in the thing. They carried on. All of a sudden, there's another guy that comes in, and he's lost. So he asked for directions, and they gave him directions, and he left. Well, he ended up getting stuck in the snow. Comes back in, and they says, hey, can you push me out? They pushed him out, and after he got pushed out, he says, gal, I just got to ask, what's up with that chicken? And he said, well, we're having an auction. And he said, what's it for? And he said, well, we decided to give it to the cancer, because the telethon was on at the time, so we're going to give it to the Eagles Cancer Telethon. Well, that's great. He says, what do you guys sell? What do you got? And he happened to be a prospect for the Twins baseball team, so he gave a couple baseballs and a set of spikes and a glove. They ended up selling that, and I think that night they raised something like $27.50, and they donated to that, and it's just carried on from that $27.50 all the way up to the $167, I believe I said.
It is crazy. So, and like I said, everybody's been touched by cancer. Everybody knows someone who's been touched by cancer, so it's a great deal. So yeah, so get on out to the Geneva Cancer Auction in January. But you still got time to get here for the game feed, and I know you've been coming to this a lot of years too, and you know everybody here. And like I said, sometimes it takes a village, and that village keeps growing every year.
Yeah, and starting small. I mean, everybody's like, well, they'll come up and say, we raised $27. You got to start somewhere. Yeah. Sometimes those small donations just turn into something big, and every dollar counts. And yes, I've been I was out catching pigeons with back in the 80s. I was catching pigeons we were shining them down, and it was just a great time. I mean, I think it's actually about a bunch of people just getting together and having fun, but dang it, we're making a difference in in everything that we do. You know, there's people like Dad's brother did die from cancer. I think if it would have been 10, 15 years later, that he would have been just fine and he'd probably still be with us today. So you just keep working, keep working.
And that's all you can do. So, well, James, I want to thank you. Of course, anybody that wants to make a donation, they can also bring things down to Bleachers Sports Bar and Grill, drop it off to you, or to Geneva Bar and Grill if they want to donate anything for that auction, or even donate money. Like
if you need it picked up, get a hold of the bar here in Geneva. We'll come and pick it up. But yeah, we're always looking for options or auction items and stuff like that. It makes higher end the better, you know, garage doors, whatever. Everything helps. Everything helps. But if you need help getting it here, otherwise, like he says, bring it to Bleachers. I'll get it down there. Drop it off at the bar, or call someone and we'll come and pick it up.
Yeah, like I said, you got plenty of help that can do that. So, well, good luck this year, James. Thank you for stopping in, and we'll get you on because you got some more tickets to buy.
I might have won gun by now.
You might have. So thanks again. That's James Hagan, the CEO of the Geneva Cancer Auction, which of course is part of this whole Geneva game feed, the golf, all of those things come together for that. We're going to get you back to some more classic rock. I know people out in the tent. Thank you again for bringing me food. Thanks you all for listening today. Thank you to all my special guests. Like I said, you still got time to get out here today, eat some food. Like I said, it's all for a great cause here at the Geneva Wild Game Feed. I'm Sports Director Dave Nelson. We'll get you back to some more classic rock here, and we'll talk to you all next time. Thank you for spending a little bit of time with me today on Tiger Sports Saturday. Have a great weekend, everybody.